We're good. We're here.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's been a hell of a couple weeks here. We're gonna jump right into it though because we have a lot to cover and we're actually down a player, so we're gonna try to get as much covered as possible before that player gets back. So we're gonna start off over here with Chris. How you doing? Who you playing? And why the hell did you bring that character to the table?
I'm doing good. I brought Grunk. And,
Why?
Just because it's fun to be a helicopter papa. That's all I am in the end.
Helicopter
Papa.
Papa. Got it.
Helicopter papa. Papa.
it's hard to say it in that voice, not gonna lie.
I can make up words too. It's doing great.
Helicopter papa.
Good. We have Gronk. Mr. Steve.
Yeah, hi. I'm playing Dexter. Awesome human. Fighter. Strunk.
The not so stereotypical human male fighter. And Ryan.
I am, as always, Richter, who is the human umbral savant, capable of ripping his shadow off, which I don't think I did much last time. Oh, no, I did. Never mind. Yeah, we're good.
We're good. It's been a couple weeks. You know, long 70-plus hour weeks. So long. And we're sadly missing Dendron today. He's playing the role of the husband today and will not be joining us on a holiday weekend because some people have lives.
Huh?
That said,
I feel like I've been insulted somehow.
yes. So we're gonna go ahead and see who can give us our recap. If I can have you guys go ahead and everybody roll a d20, please.
Okay.
D20.
Mm-hmm.
I got a
And
6.
how'd you do?
You have 12.
I get 11.
Dexter, can you do me a favor and give us an all-star recap? Okay, Ash Ketchum.
For those who literally cannot see, because we do not have a camera, he just turned his hat backwards.
Doing great.
The pregnant pause.
Oh, congratulations.
You just go through this.
You have such a heavenly glow nowadays.
So yeah, woke up. Pseudo forced our dwarf companion to leave early. Met a wonderful elf person, I believe.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Stellar detail.
Yeah. Wasn't doing the greatest himself. He may have been dying, cursed, poisoned, who knows? Both, all of the above. Was he an elf? He was an elf.
He was.
Yeah.
Thank you for noticing.
Yeah. Then we walked and walked and walked. Met the beholder, ran away, and then
I'd run away from a beholder. That'd be a bad day.
then we camped out a couple times. Almost died in a forest by snow. Met a giant lizard rock monster thing, and
Rock lobster.
yeah. And then
I heard English and then I heard
After,
something
like-
else.
after about one hit from it, I dragged it back to camp.
Anybody have anything to add? Otherwise, I think we have our recap. Anything missed? Any subtle hints or details?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna lie. That about covers it.
Does anybody remember why we're here?
We're going north so that way we can go ahead and we're going through the undead circle thingy. I can't remember what it's exactly called, so that way we can go ahead and get the good old glaive. Or at least talk to the guy who's running the business over there, because he's the only one who's gone through it for some reason, and we don't know why. And then see if we get in contact into Shadowfield. Yeah, Shadowfield.
All right. Anybody else? Richter?
Oh,
Any
aside
thoughts?
from getting so very, very close to Camp Hummingbird, and if there are not swarms of hummingbirds over everything, I'll be very disappointed.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. That said, so you guys left off, as Dexter so eloquently put it, we are leaving off as you have about another full day's journey ahead of you, working your way. The forest is starting to kind of spread out a little bit more. You can start to see the snow coming down. There's been a pretty good storm overhead, but you guys were in such a thick portion of this forest that it largely was irrelevant. Definitely temperatures become kind of an issue where it's getting cold. You weren't exactly geared up for this beforehand, and in your rush to leave, that wasn't exactly a thought on your mind that you might need to get alternative clothing, since you guys don't frequent this area all that much. Yes, sir.
I had exhaustion. After that night's rest, did my cold bones get back to normal, or
We're going to find out shortly.
Shoot. Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Remember these cursed things.
Yes. Oh, don't worry. I have it on my note cards.
There we go.
You're doing just fine.
It's real cold.
Yeah, it's brutal out. It's not fun. However, over the course of the night, I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw. Richter with disadvantage, please.
Extra was.
I suppose I should roll for our good friend Dendron and Negodrian. Stellar rolls.
Does it?
What am I doing?
I need that broken.
Does it have to be
Right,
with
so my friends are
disadvantage?
like, oh,
I got a 19.
got that. Gotta get that ASMR hair.
Oh, and then I got a 13. With the
With your new dice?
No, with the old ones. 15 total. So
Okay, all right.
22.
22.
8.
All right. All right. That is exciting. So, you guys, you're finishing up your watch. You kind of bed back down. You had made your lean-to and your hammock, and you're all roasty cozy as much as you can in the blistering wind. And as you start to bed back down, and you kind of get to that stage where you feel like you're on that border of sleep, but you can still kind of have that consciousness. The feeling like you're sleeping and then you fall and hit something, but you bounce yourself awake. Everybody knows that awesome feeling is. That's about where you're at. You're still in your hammock, but you kind of like jar yourself awake. The problem is, the person who's supposed to be on watch, they ain't on watch. Everybody's sleeping. Make a perception check, please.
I got a 3.
He's not listening.
Sorry. 5.
Yeah. You know, based on the rotation for this, Grunk is supposed to be taking watch, and he is loudly sawing them
Oh,
logs.
sleep now. Don't know why.
Now that said, you don't see anything, you don't notice anything. This is just the one thing you do notice is like somebody should probably watch camp. Are you gonna wake up Grunk? Are you looking to maybe just take over the watch since clearly he's too tired to do it? I mean, you handled that last thing just fine. Or are you just gonna roll over and go back to bed? I mean, nothing looks out of the ordinary, but everybody looks very tired and very cold. And you also know that he didn't really get a good night's sleep the night previous.
I will stay up and take over the watch. I'm trying to finish the watch.
Okay. Then we're going to give you one more perception check as you're starting to walk around and kind of do your circles. You stoke the fire up a little bit more. I'll switch dice now.
Yep. Switch dice. It's a little bit better, like a 23. 22, sorry.
So, off the path a little bit from where you guys were, kind of bunked down, and again, this has happened as you take your lap. You're not noticing anything. You're letting them sleep, kind of cleaning up because you're getting closer to morning. You take down your hammock, figure, I'm going to finish my watch. We got a day's hike and we're to the camp in theory. And as you start kind of stoking up the fire a little bit just to get it back to a level of comfort heat, you notice off kind of in the direction where you guys had stepped off the path a little bit, but further up the road from where you guys, in the direction you guys were heading, you see two eyes that are just these kind of bright silver. And then it just starts gleaming down. It looks like another... You said you got over a 20, a 22?
22, yes.
Yeah, you can tell it's some form of a lizard-esque creature, just the way you can see the head kind of going down the back. It's hard to make out details beyond that, just because you're catching the reflection from this fire that you're just starting to stoke up, but you can see these two eyes reflected. Think of it like the deer in the woods effect. You know what's there. Something's there. Not too certain what it is, but it's about, you'd say about 60 feet away from you. Does not look like, though, the basilisk that you guys tangoed with earlier, though. That you can tell right away.
Okay.
This one's too shiny.
It's a shiny Pokemon.
Who would be closest to me, do you think?
You guys are kind of all camped in like a little semicircle, and you had posted up your hammock on the far side, so assuming that you took the position at your bed, you'd go probably a Richter, Grunk, and then Dendron and Godrian were on the other side.
Okay. So I figured I have a glaive in my right arm, my right hand, just holding over the shoulder. So I would lean over with my left side, and I would grab Richter and just yank him by his foot, wake him up.
You, sir, feel and hear nothing. Richter's awake, and he's walking next to you, and he's kind of shoots himself up and seems very confused, concerned, and very attentive at the fact that clearly something's wrong.
Yeah.
We have company. I will get him up too. And I walk over to Gronk, and I proceed to do the same thing. To grab him by his ankle and yank him up.
Okay. God, you're well rested. This is a great, great night. He's awake, and he is attentive, and he is ready and rearing to go.
I'm not going to have a point of exhaustion after this.
But yeah, they kind of wake up the other two in stride, and at this point, the full team's up, and you kind of pointed out, and this thing's still just watching you. As the rest of the group's kind of fast packing up their camp, and you're just kind of keeping that perimeter around it, you see it just slowly turn around and just walk up the trail.
Are these charged?
Mm-hmm.
Walk like up away from us, or walk
Yep,
up towards
like
us?
no, walking up the trail away the direction that you guys were going.
Okay. I will.
Go away.
I'm gonna post guard up on the trail itself. Not like we set up we set off of the trail, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna post up on the trail and say, "When everybody's ready to go, let's go. I don't want to be here anymore."
Wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
5.
All right. So you make your way to this trail, and again, it was about 5-10 feet off the main path. Just a small opening between some trees that you guys felt was safe enough to kind of build up a small cook fire, set up your tents and your lean-to. You get back to the path, and you're watching this thing kind of slither on down the path, and you look back, and the next thing you see is there are tents, wall of just massive 20-foot tall piked trees just lined up. You were standing in a fort, and you are hearing guards screaming and yelling, and you see a volley of arrows coming over the wall, and everybody's starting to either dive under carts, get inside buildings, just hoping to God that their shield is enough to help them right now. What are you doing? These guys are not around you.
Am I inside the fort or am I outside?
You are inside this fort. You see like some research tents. You see this kind of large command-looking tent. Behind you, about 80 to 100 feet away, is up onto this like kind of grand stage. Almost look like a training area. And then behind that is this large barracks. And all around you is this kind of fortified encampment that seems to be under siege.
I'm gonna. Can I go to like the top of the walls, sort of thing, or is it just like walled fort with no?
Well, right now you have a hail of arrows coming over this walled fort, and everybody's ducking and diving.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw javelins.
Dodge,
I'm
diving.
I'm gonna throw
The other one.
Yes.
Remember the order?
Yes.
So then I'd like you to go ahead and make your athletics check.
Yeah, 16.
All right. So yeah, as you run, you're bobbing and weaving, kind of do that power slide underneath a table as you kind of push your way through up and make your way to the top. And as you get over the top or kind of crest the top wall and look over, you see just this flood of creatures, just amorphous, in front of you, kind of in the row of trees. There's about 50 feet between wall break in the trees. You can just see the tree line littered with something firing over. Make another perception check, please.
14.
That's enough. Standing in the middle of this army, you see what almost looks... It almost looks like... You've never seen or worked with dragons, but you see what looks to be this dragon of silver-tinted scales kind of gleaming off the sunlight. You can see the fins going up the back and a small kind of like dangled beard coming off of it. And its wings folded, and it's now turning and rapidly starts moving off into the forest. And you can see from the top of this wall, kind of across the top of the trees, that about 400 feet away over these trees, the trees, while they're still there, they are dead, starting at about 400 feet away. What do you do?
Is there any spears or javelins laying around?
Lots. There are barrels full of them.
Awesome. I'm throwing them at them.
Alright. You take you kind of reach into the barrel and you kind of lean over the wall and huck it. And that is when you kind of wake up as the hucking motion.
I don't like that you're looking at me, Robert.
Dexter just fell out of his hammock on your watch as he is apparently attempting to throw something.
Be careful there.
So then, like, Gronk is gonna walk over and like grab you by like do the whole like wrist grab, pull you up.
Like, what you just asleep? What throwing a spear for?
Elsa, what can you do?
I put my hands on your shoulders.
Yeah, she's on my
I
shoulders.
fully grip you and go, we're under attack. And I throw you off to the side and get ready for battle.
Two-handed overhead throw.
Just spin me and skip me like a rock.
Hammer throw.
I think you're a javelin, so I have to chuck you.
A little thick for that.
I'm a big meaty boy.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna insight the hell out of him real quick to see if he's like, what the heck? Like, is he?
I don't know. He's dancing over there.
That is a good ol'. Oh my gosh, it's a base 14. But
Scroll. Welcome to technology.
Right. Insight.
Almost always better than the original paper sheets.
21. Just like, is he actually seeing something that I'm not seeing?
I mean, with a 21, you're pretty confident that he probably went through something, but no, he's not seeing anything. It was he was sleeping, something happened, and now he's awake, and he thinks he's in a combat.
Okay,
so he probably either dreamt something or you don't know this guy. You've known him for a week.
So like
most of the time he was on a boat.
He's not looking at you, but he's kind of shut.
It was a nightmare. You're okay now.
I don't have those.
Well, you just did. You had your first one. It's when you have a bad dream. Sometimes you went to bed. it gets real bad.
Always when I've got.
Sorry, right there. It's just one of these days we're gonna need to spit soda all over the place, and I'll laugh. It'll get on the mic, and I'll just lose it.
There are other types of dreams, but I won't talk about those. Those are private.
I continue packing up and getting ready for battle.
All right. How about the rest of you guys? So this is still kind of middle of your watch. There's still one more person that's supposed to take watch after this.
Yeah, and he already took his watch once.
Yep.
You need to lay down now. Otherwise, you're going to end up not feeling good tomorrow. And I mean really not good. Not because of me, but because of you. You need your sleep. 8 hours, 6 hours a day at least. Good old rest. It's good for the bones.
I light a torch and I start doing a perimeter sweep.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and make. I guess your choice. If you're really looking for something, go investigation. If you're just trying to do a quick sweep before something, then perception, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna percept, like,
Look, I'll help you just to make you feel better.
Quick look just to make sure there's nothing around us.
Then perception, please.
I'm gonna help with the perception too.
It's nat 20.
Oh, never mind.
23 total. But
Fair enough. Yeah. No, you don't see anything out of the normal. Like I mean, especially just coming off of that, you see the streak of where you guys had gotten the basilisk, and you guys handled that without issue. But no, you're not noticing anything else out of the norm or out of the ordinary.
okay. I'll return to camp and I'll go to bed, but I'll go like the military style where hunkered up against a tree with fully ready to go. Glaive right across my lap, right.
Understood.
And I'll pass out.
Understood. So then you took first, you took second. I think you were taking up the final watch. I know you helped him out with the last battle, but you got final watch. So if you want to go ahead and make your perception check for the night.
Absolutely.
Crushing it today.
They're scared that I bought new dice. Perception.
Get you a little dice.
Dirty 20.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, no, the rest of the night goes by fairly uneventfully. There's not a lot of motion. I mean, even the wind's starting to calm down a little bit. Temperature's still pretty chilly. Not quite what it was kind of mid-storm, but it's fair enough that you guys are in good spirits waking up. A little bit off-put that he went from a nice comfy hammock to, back to a tree on the ground and is now in a war pose.
Fully geared up. Just kind of walk past me like, all right. Everybody's got their own thing.
Alright. Any other nightmares?
I don't get those. We talked about this.
It's okay, I understand. They're scary. Did you end up with any nightmares, Richter?
No. I slept very, very soundly. There was something happened.
I didn't see anything, but apparently, Dexter here saw something out there. I didn't want to doubt him, so I looked around, but neither of us saw anything.
I want to look him over. Actually, no, I would have no reason to. He just had a nightmare. Never mind, I take it back.
Okay, so you're not going to notice the huge gouge out of the side of his... No, I'm kidding.
Look, if you
Nobody thought to check the gouge out of his neck.
if you have any other nightmares, please let me know. I'll do a once-over, but a nightmare's a nightmare.
Just keep your eye out for shiny lizard.
A shiny lizard.
Big one.
No, look, this thing, and he points down at the big old thing that y'all killed.
Bigger or smaller?
About the same size.
Same size.
God told me.
Well, I suppose if that's the case, did something happen after you saw it, or again, you were asleep.
I was here.
Uh huh.
Saw a shiny lizard.
Saw a shiny lizard.
Ended up in fort under attack by siege by shiny lizard.
You were inside your hammock the entire time.
No.
Yes, you were.
No.
I was awake, looking around. You didn't move. So, if you see a shiny
If I
lizard...
didn't move, how did I go from the hammock onto the tree?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Not some sort of mathematician.
I'm a cleric. It means I'm wise, not smart. I'm about average intelligence. Smaller than the average bear. But, I suppose if you see another silver lizard thing, let me know. We might be being watched, but I don't see it whatsoever.
I want to play a bugbear now that's a ranger rogue thief spec, and I just want him to wear a hat and a collar with a little tie and play Yogi.
Calls everybody boo boo.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Yogi.
You watch out for Ranger Smith. We'll get us some picnic baskets.
Oh, God. I'm getting eaten alive by a giant toad, Yogi.
Ranger Smith has a broadsword now.
Oh, God. I smell a one shot coming. Or I'm going to have you guys beat him at some point.
I'm okay with both.
They call me Strider Smith now.
You can be Snagglepuss. That's dangerous, even. I apologize.
No, we all went there. We all did. You have nothing to apologize.
We were the Hanna Barbarians.
Hold on.
It's been a long week.
That's why we have D&D.
So, you guys begin making your way on through the forest, and at this point it does start opening up quite a bit, and you are noticing in patches sections of where it's been clear cut. Like logging events have happened, you're seeing signs of civilization as you're moving your way through.
Okay.
You're seeing patches of where roads lead into the forest, but then come abruptly to a stop at the path you're on. So it looks like this is designed to branch off, but there must be something either unnatural or somebody is tending to this path to restrict access for, a march per se to connect Camp Hummingbird from Barnamoth. As you guys progress through, you're getting towards the end of the third day, and it's not only to the point that it's opening up, but travel is starting to get a lot slower because now you're actually getting into the snow. It's about a good 4 to 6 inches deep. Not unpassable, but it's hampering movement, especially Godrian's got his cart. He's gotten to the point where he's turned it around. Now he's trying to push it through, but he's got a lot of just books and parchments and he is bogged down with just the equipment that he brought. You guys are a little more carried.
That's what we
Didn't
put
all that
everything
go
in
into
the
the bag holding?
except for the cart.
Now it's just empty cart.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I forgot about the whole bag of holding thing. Well played. Either way, he still has a cart that he's trying to push through 4 to 6 inches of snow.
That's a 40 to 60 pounds cart.
And honestly, Dendron's trying to sit in it for the most part as well because he does not want to walk through.
What a shocker.
To be fair, he is lazy and he does not want to walk through the snow. This is not a him category. So yeah, travel has gotten a little bit slower, but you guys do start to get... It's about the 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon time range, and you guys see up in the distance a little ways, starting to kind of ramp up what almost looks to be like a fort up ahead, which you can only assume based on the map that you guys have to be that of Camp Hummingbird.
Okay.
Still a little ways off. You'd guess probably another half hour to an hour.
I just remembered something really important. I should probably tell the blackbirds about what we saw properly this time, because I totally did that last time the right way and did not send it to the mayor instead by accident. Are we all in agreement on this one?
Yeah, because I think the last time all we did was knock a drunk off her stool. That was...
Sending.
Okay.
The only Blackwing... because we didn't actually meet the Blackwing leader. Mm-hmm. Oh, we did?
You
Okay.
did.
Oh, okay.
You saved the leader. Now, that said, you met several aides. You also met a very hostile one that seems to be agitated the fact that the leader survived.
Huh. Hindsight's 2020. Well then, we're gonna go to... Oh my gosh, okay. That's really difficult.
Who should I actually send this to? Because the leader's all beat up to high heck and back. I don't want to tell the person that's all agitated and angry.
So, yeah, I mean, you guys met about 5 that you were aware of. You met the scout that was running into town that you guys intercepted, and he brought you there. You met the 2 aides that were there trying to give some form of support, but with the supplies that they had, they were not prepared for that.
Okay.
You met the leader, who wasn't able to give you his name because he was in a rough way.
Yeah.
And then you met another one just agitated that you guys existed, were here, and you need to stay out of their way because they were handling it, and it's not your job, and it's not for him to make that call because he is not operable right now.
You're better, you're double better.
He wouldn't say that, but Chris would. He's gonna... I will sending to the scout then, in that case. Let him know the...
Check out sites that you told us about. Beholders. Multiple, yes. Don't go there. Really bad. Throwing stuff too. Icky, nasty, green. Have good day.
25. Use them all.
It takes a moment or two, but not uncommon. You've cast a spell before, and sometimes people need to process the fact that they're being interrupted in their day with a brain message.
And they'll know it's me.
But still to remember a one-off excursion that suddenly they might be talking in my head. You get back, understood. What should we be doing with it then? Is it safe? And by that I mean, is there a way to secure it? That's it.
I'll have 3 spell slots for this one.
I'll be sending again.
Beholder is secured, not moving anywhere, kinda dumb, wiggly tentacles, maybe more growing, but still not floating anywhere.
That's not all 25.
I don't know what else to say. I could use the rest words.
Use my 25 then.
I'm suddenly more concerned about the fact there are multiple... Oh God. I don't get paid enough for this. And that's...
Yeah.
Back it up, rebellion's over.
It's his job as a scout to let people know. I give him the information. It's his job as a scout.
Level 1 scout, out of his pay grade.
Whoops. Out of our pay grade too. Let's get real.
I mean, you're a lot closer to it than he is.
Still doesn't mean we're not getting one shot. Anyway,
I'm taking care of the scout knows.
Hey, there you go. Got it. Got it done right.
Got done in one. 100% the first time, every time. No mistakes whatsoever.
But didn't you use 2 spell slots?
You don't know that.
40% of the time, you get it 100% of the time. All right. Yeah, so you guys are moving on. as you start getting closer, you realize that it starts to ramp up or kind of plane up quite a bit to not mountainous, but it's very rocky. A lot of rubble and ruins. Also the wrong word, but it's starting to get more graded as you guys are moving up and more bouldered out. But as you guys start to get closer, you can see these two kind of blocked out kind of guard towers with a dropped portcullis, a drawbridge that is currently up, and then behind it, the two tall watchtowers with this large wooden fenced off fort sitting behind it.
Grunk looks back at Dendron. Just looking at him on the cart. He's asleep, isn't he?
Sure.
Oh wait, not Dendron. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Dendron.
Well, he's out, I suppose. Either of you want to try talking?
Sure. First, I want to make a perception check of the fort.
Yeah, have at it.
I am looking exclusively for hummingbirds. 18, so 20.
You see one large green flag waving in a soft breeze with a golden hummingbird on it. But the animal itself, sadly lacking from what you see.
Haven't been in. 1 star. Would not recommend. Okay. I will just call out to the nearest guard tower that I can see and kind of usher our dwarf friend forward.
Okay.
Because I'm just going to be like, hey, and then kind of point to him and let him take over. Because he knows what's going on. And
you're going to let the...
Yeah, the mic's loving it. The mic's loving it.
Oh.
Yeah, get that
We've now entered into our ASMR portion of the evening.
I'm just borrowing wheat tins.
What the fuck? Robert just poured his fucking wheat thins into his die. What the? Where he rolls his dice.
I don't need to roll dice. I can just make up my numbers. You guys can see it.
You tell me you don't do that already.
My shit's legit. I have no reason to lie. I'll kill you without question.
With what, 3 nat 20s in a row?
I'm not 5.
Yeah, that's like, no matter how many modifiers you have for that.
Tell that to the purple worm.
Oh, God, don't do it. Okay.
Or the beholder. Alright. As we get to our snack portion of the evening.
It's alright.
That's alright.
Get it out now. It's not. The mic loves the ASMR.
Anybody listening to this, they've either A, played D&D, or if you didn't know that nerds play D&D and eat snacks, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
It's chicken and biscuit, man. I'm gonna fight for it.
Tooth and nail.
My kids thought I was getting that for them, and they were very upset when I told them that was not for them. Specifically the 2-year-old. I digress. As you guys approach this initial watchtower, the guards, 2 of them, you can see there's multiple in the buildings themselves or in these towers, but 2 of them approach pretty aggressively. They're both rather tall. They're trying to present themselves as regally as possible or as official as possible, but they are not. They're in ragtag armor. Their weapons are, you can tell, are chipped. You can tell that they have seen some action. You're looking at the front of the guard tower, and you can see there's still like arrow shafts kind of broken off in them. Chunks of like burn marks and chunks taken out of it. They've done what they can to keep it up and repaired, but you can tell that these guys are not in the greatest of shape. And they present themselves as, no, fuck off. You cannot be here. We're not taking people. You are not only not welcome, but if you're adventurers, you're going to be reported. They're going to be bringing people in, and you are going to be forcibly removed.
Well, you don't have to. It's okay. You don't have to overcompensate so much. Also, I'm a healer, so I'm not an adventurer.
That's irrelevant. You were not given paperwork to be here, and that's when Gorger's like, wait, who's... Hang on, I have that. And then who's got the bag of holding?
I'm a Dendron.
Yeah, so he goes on Dendron's unconscious, sleeping, not wanting to deal with anybody corpse of a body. And he gets the bag of holding out, ruffles through, and he's able to show the paper signed by Inu that says he is allowed to be there. And he's like, these are my team. They're going to be here for a short while just to rest, recuperate, and then they will be headed out, which puts them pretty well off guard, but they do scoff a little bit. It's like basically just another corpse for the slaughter, that he's another one of Inu's test subjects, or he's going to get himself killed anyways, so they don't have to worry about it. But he's allowed to be here, so good luck. And they order for the gate to drop, and you can see about 15 feet down, there's this large kind of iced over, loosely kind of moat going down all the way around as far as you can see around the base of this fort. And I'm going to officially welcome you to Camp Hummingbird. I need you to either turn off or move your mic so I can deal with this.
I'll say,
Getting you things on the map.
Good question. When I was
good answer.
not quite. It's close, not quite. When I was in my illusionary dream state of in battle,
Illusionary?
maybe. Timey-wimey.
I should have done this different. I screwed up.
What season was it?
Same.
Same, okay.
Like when you woke up, it was no different.
Okay.
If anything, you would say camp, like in the camp itself, there was more snow that had been kind of cleared out from the center thoroughfare, but it was more prevalent here.
Okay.
And same thing, as this has opened up, you can tell that like this, they got hit by this same storm that you guys did, but they're in the open. You guys weren't. Mm-hmm. So they had to deal with it. So you guys are coming in from the southern Area 1, walking over Area 2 here, which is the ravine, the drawbridge, and approaching into the watchtowers. There's 2 of them flanked, going through the main gate. And as you guys enter this encampment, actually, you recognize the inside of this encampment. As you're looking around to the east, you're seeing the stables. You're seeing this kind of cluster of research tents. You're seeing off, I gotta remember my numbers. You're seeing just a smaller tent here. This one's marked clearly as religious. It's got probably 6 or 7 different items of iconography symbolizing that it's some form of religion. I don't know how religious Dexter is, or if you follow your own religion. But then you see towards the back on the left-hand side this massive red, almost looks like a big command tent. And standing in front is about a 9-foot tall golem-ish creature just standing out in front of the kind of this double-flapped doorway. Then you see a ramp that goes up about 10 to 15 feet, going around kind of as a raised protection. There's a kind of a cobbled together stacked rock wall, and it goes up further into what looks to be like a barracks or a command area. And then you see at the far back from when you guys are entering, you see this massive, almost looks like an opening, but it almost looks like there's a translucent mist, like you're looking through almost like a veil of some form across the back between the 2 towers. Go you guys.
I'm frowning pretty hard right now.
You what?
I'm just letting the listeners know. I'm frowning pretty hard right now. I'm finding this out.
I mean, okay.
Seeing the, I assume I would have also seen like the religious symbols, and I at least roll religion for that. Figure out what the heck what god they follow in this campment.
I have to remember the names that I had.
21.
God damn it.
Sucker. Welcome being DM.
I know. I just...
He says the guy's playing D&D.
I prep everything, and then when it comes down to it...
Have to look at it.
I just don't remember names, because I suck at remembering names. Oh, scroll.
Make music with your shot.
Alright, we have... Where in the hell? You see a light. It almost looks like an eye imprinted in the middle of a gauntlet, which you recognize to be that of Helm, god of protection. Okay. You see 2 hands bound at the wrists by a red, almost looks like a wrapped cord, which you know to be Ilmater, the god of endurance. You see an upright skeletal arm holding what looks to be 2 balanced scales, which you know to be Kelemvor, the god of death. Where is the other one? That was 3.
Yep.
I feel like I missed one, but that's
You said
okay.
Kelemvor?
Kelemvor.
Kelem.
Kelemvor.
Okay.
You see, where is my list of the rest of them? Because it seems that it is blank, which doesn't make me happy. Oh, I'm not going to lie. I don't know how to pronounce this one, so I'm going to try and I'm going to lose. But you see just a kind of a right profile of what looks to be a unicorn head, which you know to be Myliki, the goddess of forests. I'm going to say Myliki because it is horrible. Hey, that will still never beat the random name generator of Mona Chainfinger. I was so happy when I got that one.
Got him one again, I'm sorry.
The goddess of forests.
Okay. Forest. Oh boy. I'm happy I have fast fingers.
Hey, it's okay because my document is wiped out. I have to actually look through the list of the ones that I had chosen.
Okay.
So, don't worry. Where is it? Oh, here it is. You see an upright flaming sword, which you know to be Tempest, the god of war. That was always fun. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
You see, facing the opposite direction of the unicorn head, you see what looks to be a dragon head, which you know to be Bahamut, the god of the good dragons.
Just worship everybody here.
Well, again, 7.
Oh, good one.
And that should be what, 6?
Yep.
All right,
One more.
that brings me to my last one. You also see a dragon head that has 5 claw marks around the side of it, which you know to be Tiamat, the dragon goddess of evil. And I'm going to have to go back and actually rewrite those down in my documentation app because I feel like an idiot.
All right.
But with the amount I prepped for this session, I missed one thing. Chances are it's probably in a different document and I just can't find it. So.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. All right. Grunk's pretty satisfied.
One thing that does stand out,
Okay.
when you get here, the more you're looking around at the people living here, it's almost exclusively elves of various forms. You see a couple, and by a couple I mean one orc, two half-orcs, Egodrian's the first dwarf, and you see a small team, and by a team I mean 5 hill giants. Everybody else is...
Fucking what?
Mm-hmm. Everybody else is elven.
Oh,
I'm sorry. The point I was making with that, with the elves, there was no god of, like, elven gods.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I guess with my religion check, I could possibly assume that. Oh no, hill giants. Which one would they? Because it's not. They're gonna worship the dragons. That doesn't make sense. I mean, they could, but that's where my brain goes. Like, oh, this is a weird.
If you want to go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay. A second, my brain is like, are they worshiping?
I mean, technically everybody could make it, but if you guys do it, roll with disadvantage on this one, because this is kind of the.
Ooh, that's a 5.
Yeah, you're not piecing this one together.
What?
No,
Neither am I.
No,
7.
that's right.
Grunk's just got scratched in his head.
They don't have an elven god, but they have both dragons and there's hill giants here. Oh, I should have paid more attention in school.
I mean, you guys are both from Gruul. This is the you category as it is. But hey, there's some giants over here. Like, that checks out. That's a piece of normal for once. But yeah, and Egodrian's like, chances are that's where I have to go. I guess, he's like trying to flag somebody, trying to hail down somebody and like, where do we go? What do we do? Who do we talk to? I know I probably need to go there, but I have a whole bunch of stuff that I need to probably put somewhere. What are you guys looking to do? Are you just going to go crash the command tent, or are you guys going to go and find a place to stay in the bitter cold?
I'm going to head towards the area that I climbed the wall on.
Up by the stables.
Cool, I'm heading that way.
Where are you going there next time?
Apparently that's where my nightmare happened.
Oh, so you do have nightmares. Oh,
That's
I don't like this.
Apparent.
Okay.
And I've never been here before, but this place is...
Oh, and right under the mic is a big kind of central bonfire area.
Okay.
Just for a point of reference, because it's covered
Well,
by the mic.
if that's the case, let's check it out, and then I'll think maybe we should join you at the command center.
You guys start making your way around, and I'm sorry, Richard, were you going to be following that, or did you have anything different that you were suggesting?
I was actually
apologize.
going to suggest that I was going to head to the command center just to see if I could find anybody who has any maps of the land, if they've had any, like when their forays out into the dead zone, if they've got any like clear paths or what they've experienced, or try to get some intel on where we're going.
So I kind of see you going with Egodrian. You guys are going up towards the top ramp. I'm going to start with you guys, and it'll be circling back to yourself. So you start making your way over towards, over towards where the stables are. There's a kind of a side stairway that goes or leads up towards the top of the paramounts there. And this is actually over towards by the stables. It looks like the hill giants are either working the stables or they're posted up by the stables, but this is where those giants are kind of hanging out in general, and they kind of look at you guys and like that. You can tell they're visibly confused at you guys being new here. They clearly don't recognize you, but they kind of like snort at you and then go about their day. And as you guys start heading your way up this ramp, you hear this loud fire, but it's coming from this general area.
The back portion, okay.
Towards the back, in the kind of that raised area. You hear the same thing, but you're a little bit closer, and here, shortly after the fire and the sound, you hear, they're clearly hitting something. Like you're not seeing a hail of arrows coming over, but it seems that there must be some form of a practice arena or section up on the top, closer towards those barracks.
Okay. Just want to roll a quick perception to see if I can differentiate between if they're actually doing drills or if they're under. If there's like, if I can
Please do.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. 18.
Yeah, you actually can, as you're listening for this, kind of concerned, especially after what Dexter had explained he went through. You hear drills being given, or you need to have a faster release. You need to be more on point with this. You need to aim, make sure your arrow's on this side of the bow and not on this side. Clearly giving instruction to somebody up top.
Okay, so just drills. All right.
Yeah.
I'll stand down from red alert and keep heading towards the tent.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But yeah, you start heading up towards the top of the walls, and you see, very similarly, over the top, when you're looking down towards that southeasternly direction, all you see is that normal clear forest. It's as you start to walk around the side, and you look northward, is where you see that about 400 yards past is where it just drops. It has a hard drop, and everything is gray, desolate. The trees still stand, but you can tell they are either sick or they are dead. Something has a very hard stop at that 400 feet line.
Is Gronk also seeing this?
Yeah, you're up there with him.
Could I see if this is like... Because, again, we've discussed that I've had training with getting rid of curses and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. If I'm able to tell if this is like... we're going to be going into desecrated land soon ourselves, if I could tell if this is similar to any desecrated or cursed land.
You guys were told going into this that there is a curse on this land, and you could only assume that that's what that is, or that's the marker. You know that you were going up to not only to this point in range, but that this was the last forward camp before you get there, and they are the ones that if anything comes out, they stop it, and they're a research camp to... Rephrase. They stop things coming out. Yep. They stop things going in. They are a research facility to figure out what's going on with this curse, the undead, just everything. But at the same time, they are also... The Drake Skills are a very real threat in this area because they live northeast, and they are afraid that the elves are starting to re-encroach on their land. Okay. So there's a lot going on in this little camp, and from what you guys can tell, there's probably 60 people, like 60, not guards, people here, and a lot of them are researchers.
Yeah, it's
You'd say there's probably 3 solid units of like teams or units of people, and then a 4th unit being those. I mean, you got a handful of hill giants. That's a kind of a unit in and of itself.
I don't like one. I wasn't expecting. I, as a person and Gronk, I was not expecting them to be this close to this, nor for them not to have, or for them to have so few people.
Yes. That said, the other part, when you were looking off that southeasternly side of the wall, that's where you saw from the direction. You saw that kind of that silver dragon, and then behind it you saw the Deadlands. So something about this, like some form of like a periphery, is not checking out from what you dreamt, but you're moving around and you are still seeing the major points. It's just things seem to be shifted around from what you remember, if that makes sense.
Yeah. He's gonna kind of give you a pat on the back, just... Oh, try to recall what you can from a nightmare. Sometimes our memory fades when we awake. Guidance.
These are spicy.
Yeah.
Especially than I thought they'd be. Yeah.
What are you guidancing for? I'm sorry.
I
was obsessed with my cracked pepper that I'm not endorsing.
Can I get some, please, actually?
Don't dump it in there.
I'm going to pass on that.
I regret my decision.
At least in character, I mean, whether it actually helps him or not, he casts guidance on him to remember whatever he can from his nightmare because, well, logically speaking, Gronk thinks this is probably, even though he's afraid of this, it's just a nightmare, and I just want him to remember what he can.
Go for a good old wisdom check. Not saving throw, check. And add a d4, please. Or favor.
Huh.
23. The nat 20.
Yeah, you are positive that when you looked over the edge, there was a very definitive threat from the southeast, and you feel like the dragon in there was trying to give you not so much a warning, but was trying to call your attention to something. And you're not seeing it. Like you're going through every part of that dream that you remember, and you can't see it. Like there's something I need to see off of this part of that wall, and it's just, God, I can't figure it out. It's right there, and you're not getting it. But you know that there's apparently some kind of a warning or something that is over there.
I call down over the side of the wall there in giant to the hill giants and say, "Can one of you come up here and help me? I need a set of eyes."
Persuasion check.
Nat 20 again.
No way.
Holy criminy.
Reaches down, grabs an elf, plucks his eyes out, tosses them up to you.
So there's a couple that are down there. It looks like you got one who's gone inside kind of their area. One looks like they seem to be either sleeping or lounging, just kind of kicked back with his feet up on a barrel. One looks up to you and is like, "Piss off." And the other one backhands him, sends him off his feet. He's like, "You go down now." And he kind of begrudgingly hobbles off his feet and crawls up. "You need something?"
Yes. What do you know about that area over there? And I start pointing towards the south.
Really big.
"We get log over there. That's our land."
Anything else in there? Something special, maybe?
No.
Insight.
I'm rolling the wrong die because I'm rolling the ally die.
Dirty 20.
Yeah. This guy, you can tell, he is confident that he doesn't like you. He's confident he doesn't want to be up here, but he also is dumber than shit and doesn't know anything about. They go logging over there. That their job is to log and to gather resources and hunt.
A couple trails short of a full barrel.
Yeah, he's just a guy that works. He's nobody special. He just goes out, and based on that, he specifically does not know anything other than that's their work area.
Okay.
So that it? You need something else?
Has the curse lines ever gone farther than they've been ever?
What? Curse over there.
Did
They are north.
Did they ever go further or back or did they move ever?
Curses not move. That curse is there.
But I know a curse that moves.
I've no idea why he's pointing at me, but this is fascinating, especially since I can't understand a lick of anything.
I just imagine all of it here goes unga bagunga, gonga bagunga gonga, gonga onga. I'm just, oh, she's real nice.
Yeah, just about getting into the command tent and all. I just hear like sand people screeching. Just, what the hell is he doing?
The seals yapping. Pretty much, yeah. And you basically see him going toe to toe with the giant. And you're like, well, I haven't seen that in a while, but that checks out.
He'll be fine.
But yeah, to his knowledge, that's never moved. That line, no, it's over there. If you want the curse, you go that way. Okay. Not this way. That's where we work. We don't work in the curse, and the curse doesn't come where we work. That's not how, in his mind, that's not how magic works. Magic stays there, not where we work.
Okay.
So, I'm going to shift it over to Richter and Agodrian, though. You guys approach, you work your way past the medical tent, and you start to get up to this massive, bright crimson red tent. And standing in front of what seems to be the only main entrance is this huge golem-esque figure. Doesn't seem to be moving. It's got this bright red pendant right out of the kind of the top middle chest, and is just standing there. Okay. Make a perception check, please. God, he's crushing it on these rolls.
Let's say they both are killing.
It's great.
Today.
21.
Considering your average was like at 3.
Next session, guess what it goes back to.
So what was the total?
21.
All right. Yeah, so you're standing on the outside of here, and you can hear some bustling around on the inside. It sounds like there's probably 4 or 5 people inside, but most specifically you hear it seems to be muffled a little bit, but there seems to be a gentleman. I'm trying to figure out how to best phrase it. Pleading is not the right word, but that's kind of the sense that you get where it's that. Think of like a parent is trying to over embellish the. Come on, you need to try a little bit. Go another half day, see how it goes, and you can't hear what's on the other end, but they are desperately trying to figure out how to keep calm while not saying, "You stupid bitch, get this done." That's the sense that you can tell is coming out, and they're trying to get somebody to go and do more. But that seems to be a very tenuous conversation from what you can hear.
Well, all right then. I am going to pull. Well, not pull him close, but our dwarf friend. What's his name?
I just saw the fucking thing spike. No warning. Just. I feel so bad for people listening.
I'm sorry.
That was the sound of me breaking the dwarf's neck.
Welcome to our D&D ASMR.
One of these days we'll be sponsored.
What was the dwarf's name? Egodrian? Egodrian. I'm gonna have him walk next to me so that I'm just gonna say to him, we're gonna go inside and see where you need to be, and hopefully we don't get smashed by the doorman here. So we're just gonna walk normal, non-threatening, try to enter the tent.
Okay. As you guys approach the head of this tent, the golem, in a rather quick succession of movements, does sidestep to stand in your way. Not being hostile, he's not making an action against you other than to impede your progress to getting in.
The universal sign for papers, please. All right. Godrian, if you could, just hold up the papers that you have so that he knows that we're supposed to be here.
Okay. Yeah, and Agodrian at this point, again, fumbling back through the bag of holding to re-get his papers that he had stowed back away. So I'm just going to pocket these for now, because I think I might need these in more than one spot.
That's probably a good idea.
So he presents these papers, and he tries to describe and show this mech golem type thing, and over-explain. No, I'm supposed to be here, and he's arguing with just this inanimate object, and he actually, after about 3-4 minutes of this, and you're to the point, it's maybe we'll just come back later. He actually steps aside, and you see this tall kind of coppered-skinned, half-elven individual, long black hair, kind of has this awkward goatee, but looks like he has put way more care into himself than what would make sense for this region. Kind of throws open the flap of the tent and walks out, and this kind of guardian steps out of the way and then ushers for you guys to approach. And you can tell that this guy doesn't seem thrilled with what's going on, but seems to be walking by. And you can tell, like, under his flowing robes, he's got papers, he's got all kinds of stuff, but they're seemingly tucked under this big, thick, kind of wintry cloak.
So he's more of a researcher and not a...
Very much so.
Okay.
He's not a guard. He seems to be some form of a researcher, but he seems to be either full of himself or he seems to carry a semblance of importance.
Okay.
But he is walking pretty specifically over towards the research tents up here.
Okay, well, I'm going to make a mental note to talk to Dendron's cousin after I get done in the tent.
Fair enough. As you guys enter, and there's a series of tables, and you see, as you approach in, the first big table, you're looking at about 15 feet long, 5 feet wide, just this big, almost looks like they retrofitted a fancy dining table into almost like a war table, where it's got maps and it's got different plots of land, and it has very articulated notes on this goes here at this time, and this is like very specific mapped out cartography. You then see, going off to either the right or left, on the right hand side you see a necromancer's dream. It is just bodies, and you see skeletons, and you see just magic bubbling away and people testing things on bodies, and you see these huge tubes going up and just blasting electricity. You see going around the side, you see this container of water, and it seems to almost have a full, what you would assume is a full living body, just in an encased chamber filled with liquid that's bubbling away, and then just kind of this large tube out the back that is connected to some form of a pack that's just got electricity, and then it springs around to one of the other ones, and you see the next chamber arc up, hits this body, which seems to react, and then it pulls that energy back in, and then more bubbles go up in this main tank. Going around to the left hand side, you see scorch marks, but then you also see what seems to be some form of like lab equipment and test tubes, and it seems to be very makeshift, kind of a semblance of just alchemical cartridges and that whole menagerie of things that you've never seen and you've heard of. And it's just, in the one shot where you guys, in the 13th hour, when you guys saw the halfling woman's home,
Mm-hmm.
you get a very similar vibe to that, but this is less substance and liquid and more powder and more flash to it and very big presentation, which also kind of checks out because you guys were told that this is being sponsored by the Izzet Guild, which is known for their wild experiments. But beyond this big table in the center of this tent, beyond that, still in the center, there is almost looks like a pedestal with a simple dish of some form of a liquid that a tall elven man is just staring into. And just, you can see him kind of whispering, and you can see from where you are, you can see just kind of glimmers of visual view. He's looking at something. Don't know what it is, but that's what you're able to see.
Okay. Well, as fascinating as that stuff is, it would be a little bit outside of my purview to either understand or try to get my head around. And Richter sure would.
Immediately try to pop the tube.
He'd be like, "Oh, bodies, cool. Okay, where's the scout table?"
You can tell that Godrian is elated.
Yeah.
He's already geeking out.
Well, if he's hanging around by me, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, man, go. Go on, little fella."
He almost has like a nervous, I may have signed up outside of my element, but at the same time, like he's just, that's what this is, and that's what this is, and over here we have one of these. He's kind of getting that giddy level, but doesn't want to meet a hero of his. He moves into the moves up to this kind of grand table, at which point the man standing at the pedestal goes dark, and the liquid seems to just kind of sink back into the base instead of floating at the very top. And he looks up and, can I help you, mates? Why are you here?
Well,
how did you get in? I guess first, that's my first question.
Oh,
you should not be here.
Well, we were let in by your researcher friend who just left in kind of a huff. We do have we've got papers to be here. Egodrian here has been tasked with coming up here to join your research team. We were escorting him.
You see, kind of the eyes kind of narrow in on Egodrian, but keep on.
And basically, that's where our job kind of ended getting him here. However, looking at your the current setup of your defenses, I'd like to offer our assistance in scouting out your perimeters. We need to go into the dead zone anyway. Maybe we can get you guys some intel.
You're one of them. Awesome. All right, let me break. Suppose I should break this down. We'll start with this one. You are, and he reintroduces himself as, I'm Egodrian, I'm from Isin, they sent me here, I'm kind of your new apprentice, I'm super excited. He's like, speciality. He explains that, well, I'm a necromancer, like, I've trained, I studied. He's like, oh shit, I am so sick of the incompetence. I don't need another fucking necromancer. I need clerics. I need somebody who understands curses. I need somebody who understands the ability for magic to linger in an area that would cause such an effect. Nothing that you know about undead is going to stop them from coming back day after day after day after day.
Well, we do have a cleric, too, that came along with us.
I apologize. I said it myself. Welcome to the team. I'm sure you'll I'm going to suggest you stay within the camp's confines until you are escorted to the perimeter. Don't be another corpse fucker and just go get yourself killed. I don't need another one of you. To you, sir. You are not going into the dead zone. I'm sorry. That is not allowed. Nobody has been allowed in there, and nobody's ever come back who's gone in there. So I guess either a fuck off, or I hope you have better information that I don't somehow have.
Well, I would like to know, and I'm not trying to be threatening at all, but actually, no, never mind. I'm not going to threaten him.
There's no threat. I just told you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Lay it on me. It's been a great day. It can't be any worse than Zhao. He thinks he's the chosen one. So he's already planning on going in there. Now I got adventures going in there. Now I got a fucking necromancer. It's a great day. So what? Just tell me.
Zhao,
please.
That was the your assistant or your colleague who left in kind of a huff?
Sure, we'll call him that.
Okay. That's great. Well, all right. Enjoy Egodrian. Thanks for having us. We'll be on our way soon. We're just going to maybe spend the night and take off in the morning.
Just be aware. You know what? I'd like you to make a persuasion check on this. More to calm him down than anything, but
I am stretching my customer service skills with this asshole, okay?
Like just completely diffused.
Oh, and that ain't gonna help either.
Oh, that's us.
How about a 4? I should just slap him.
Well, we have a cleric and you can't have him.
not the great reason. Dendra's not here. You would have shot him with an Eldritch Blast. No, I digress. Yeah, so Egodrian, he's going to be sticking around. Look, if you if you're going to stay here, even for the night, we got some room in the guest tents, which he identifies as Area 6 over here. There's maybe some room in the barracks, depending how long you're going to stay, or you said you might be willing to offer some services. If you're going to stick around, talk to them. Right now, our camp leader, Lady Costa, she's actually not here right now. Should be back in about 2 days, and she can either get you more permanent arrangements, get you actual work, or depending what she has or what information she brings back, might help you get through. I'm assuming you're going to Infeaqua. I am assuming, based on some... I don't know why you're here. God.
Lady Costa, I got you. Okay, well...
Just out of game, Costas.
Costas?
Yes.
Okay.
Lady Costas.
Lady Costas. Well, with that being said, I can already tell I'm taking up way too much of your time. Let me get out of your long and lustrous hair.
He kind of gives you a stink eye a little bit. And then just starts like the overtired laughing of just like, I don't fucking know. Have a great day. Oh shit, I'm not ready for this. It's just, if you're gonna go in there, let me know before you go, because I don't want your blood on my hands. I have already too many people accounting for that.
And you know what? I think I know why our conversation was kind of combative, and I didn't get your name. I'm sorry. I'm Richter. Inu.
I am lead researcher of the camp. Technically employed by Izzet. More likely, I have been abandoned here to be given necromancers to solve a grand issue that has not been solved for thousands of years. And by that I mean hundreds of years, 1,000 years-ish, give or take, whatever. It's been a long time, and they send me necromancers.
I like to imagine, like, Goju's just sitting there on the side. He has a bone in
He's
one
not-
hand, another bone just clacking them together.
Godrine is not paying attention. He is absolutely off, just looking at all of the equipment, all of the gear, and just everything. He's talking to the other research assistants. He's beside himself. And even if he was listening, he's just having a hard day. It's going to be great. This is going to be fantastic. But yes, Inu seems a little bit put out. You exit the tent, and the guardian stands aside, and that's about when you guys are coming down off the walls, and you see kind of an exasperated Richter. You guys did kind of see this, that what you know as Zhao ducked into his tent, and then he kind of went back out and up towards the top of the barracks area.
Okay, well, all right, guys. I pretty much laid out why we're here to the lead researcher, a elf named Inu, and he's a little miffed at his job, but
We're gonna ruin his day even more.
he did say he was looking for a cleric.
Oh.
So I don't know if you want to talk to him, but we kind of have one thing to take care of first. There's a guy in the battlements over there. I guess his name is Zhao. He wants to go out into the dead zone, and Inu is against us going to the dead zone. So
Specifically, he's against both of you going to the dead zone. But apparently, Lady Costas might have better information if in the event that you want to wait for her, but she'll be back in 2 days.
I'll relay that
Estimated.
The leader of the camp, Lady Costas, is not here. We'll be arriving in 2 days, so...
Well, maybe we can convince Zhao to stay. We go with him, and hopefully Costas comes back and we can talk to her.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
But, we might want to let the researcher know about what you saw. There, Dexter.
Which researcher?
the lead.
Get 90% of the camp.
By all means.
I mean, if he's looking for a cleric, I mean, there are a little bit of good news.
That'll probably carry some weight. Although I don't. Hey, give it a shot. That's.
You don't want to go back in there.
I don't want to talk to that guy again. Ever.
Alright, well, keep an eye on Dendron. Like, camera cuts and Dendron just sleeping. Cuts back to us.
You gotta remember as well, he did say he was sleeping in his bag of holding, and it's just his head was out. So it's just
So we're just carrying a head around.
In the cart, lay in the cart.
Don't worry, it's not undead. It's a living human being. Listen to it snore.
Somebody pops him in one of the chambers in the tent. We must experiment on this.
No.
It's now at a certain time o'clock. If we need to take a quick break for any breathing exercises or restrooms.
Alright.
Hello, this is Grog, otherwise known as Chris. Hi, it's me. One of the players, one of our 4 players, and DM counts as something different. But I'm not here for that. Welcome to the intermission. I'm gonna keep it short. I'm gonna keep it simple as best as I can. Unlike all the classes that you took in college or high school or whatever, it doesn't matter. What classes or where you took them. All that matters is that we appreciate the fact that you made it this far, and if you have made it this far in the episode, you're a fucking nerd, and I love you. Thank you so much. So just to make it quick, and to start off with something easy, the next episode or episodes that will be coming out are coming out every other week, just like the way that we actually end up playing in real life. A little peek behind the curtain. So most of the time that's going to be on that Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to do my best to get it on that weekend, so it'll be the weekend of the 10th. That'll be July 10th / July 11th is when the next one will come out. But I will say this, everything that we do, we love. If you can't tell, we're having a blast during all of this. And I want to do more. I want this to become better. I want it to be a better experience for your ear holes and maybe eye holes down the line. I do the music. I do the art. I put the editing in when I feel like it, like right now. And all of that does take time. And unfortunately, as much as I don't like saying it, time is money. So I'm going to ask you to do one thing. And it's not necessarily donate. I will ask you to do what you can. And that is, even if it's as simple as sharing it with the people that you love in your life. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with the dog down the street. Share it with the hobos in the alley. Maybe not the hobos in the alley. They might not have, I don't think they're going to have In-N-Out. But if you know a hobo that does, share it with them. Give them that love. Give them another sense of entertainment, because we want to entertain while entertaining ourselves as well, and building a narrative that we love. And hopefully you do as well. If you decide you want to go the extra mile, the sharing of everything is more than enough. And again, there's a lot of love from just doing that alone. But if you decide you wanted to donate to the cause, what the hell am I talking about? Either way, to donate to this, there is a link below. You can donate. Please put a message saying specifically that it is for the outcast. Say a comment, your favorite line, whatever it is, and actually comment below anyway. Just give us some love. Share with us what you like hearing. Because then it makes it all that much more worth it. Any money that goes towards the outcast at all is actually going to go towards better equipment, better microphones, better software, better anything. Honestly, right now we're on YouTube, but we really, really want to make it more of an actual podcast where it could end up on, I don't know, Spotify or Apple Music. I'm like 22, but I swear I'm a boomer at heart. I don't know shit these days. Anywho, iTunes, that's what it's called. Anywho, once again, just to close things out and keep my promise of keeping things short, next episode, July 10th / 11th, that weekend, in addition to, I'm going to hard commit. I'm going to say July 10th. Fuck it, we're hard committing. July 10th. Share with people. The more that you share, the more that it becomes, apparent that people actually like what we're doing, and we love that to the center of our hearts. Because we're doing this for ourselves, but we also want to do this for the people that want to know D&D and want a good, fun story. And then, of course, the last thing is, if you can take care of yourself first, though, donate. Donate, and all that money just goes to making this better. So, thank you so much for being here. Eat well, sleep well, drink your juice and water, eat your 3 square meals a day. Thank you again. I'm gonna go back inside of the 4 walls that make the building of D&D, and you have yourself a great rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you. Bye bye.
Your putts?
Your putts, first thing we hear back. What a beautiful thing.
I timed that well. All right. So yeah, you guys are welcome to Camp Hummingbird. You have met exactly 2 people.
4, 5.
Well, actually, Matt Agodrian talked to the guards, but you talked to a giant, you talked to Inu. You know of a Zhao, and you know of lots of other people, but that's who you know. You don't have a place to stay. You're just kind of homeless in a camp.
Do we want to talk to Zhao first since we're all together?
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, because then we can... Yeah, I think that would be a good play.
Okay. Do I feel you talked out? Or do you think you could do a little bit more talking?
Well, I think Zhao's going to be a little bit more receptive to our overall goals than good old Inu was. So, yeah.
Alright. Go get him, Tiger.
Or guidance, not inspiration.
And suddenly you're a bard. So you guys head up, and as you guys climb up towards the leadership deck, you can see Zhao talking to a couple of different guards, and he seems to be overseeing more of the training area, which is this middle marked as number 12 over here. 11 is kind of a raised platform up and overlooking this, almost looks like a fighting pit, but it's been retrofitted or can change into a training grounds as needed, but then cleared out if people are bored and want to have a friendly spar, or if they say no, go friendly spar. But Zal's up talking to a couple of different people and kind of overseeing some of these training events. Right now it looks like they're working on just general fire and block, so they're having objects launched at these guards, and they're expected to find a way to block and defend yourself from projectiles. You see Zhao is available as standing in a group of people having light conversation is.
Wait, right behind him. Just letting him lead it, but drunk.
Oh, I thought you meant like I'm just gonna go stand behind Zhao and just wait.
And then when he turns around, we just stare at him.
So I didn't want to interrupt anything important that you think you might be doing.
Oh, I wasn't doing anything important at all. I'll just call his name out. Just Zhao.
He kind of has that sideways glance of like, one moment, gentlemen. Do I know you?
No, you do not, but I think that we'll be able to help each other.
Really?
Well,
Please explain.
I did notice that you left the tent in kind of a huff, and we spoke with your colleague Inu, or I spoke with your colleague Inu.
He kind of clasps his hands in front of him as he stands there, and he's listening intently.
So he says that you want to go into the dead zone. That's something that we want to do too. I kind of motion to everybody else.
Waves at him.
I think that our goals are pretty much aligned in this. We're looking to travel to, what's the temple's name out there?
Infe Aquia.
Infe Aquia. We're looking to go that far. We've got some business to attend to there. It seems to be that, from what Inu said, everybody who goes out to explore has never come back. we might be able to get some data, hopefully not die, and just wondering if you'd be game to help us out.
I suppose I have a question, or more of a clarification, on something you said. You said our goals are aligned, that you are going to Infeaqua. What do you know of my goals? And why do you think that my needing to get into the dead zone has anything to do with that location?
Probably nothing, although you are here to study the curse, I'm assuming. The further we go in, the more you may learn. I figure that data is probably a key goal of yours. We can gather a lot of that on the way.
Make a perception, or not a perception, persuasion check, please.
Come on, don't fail me now. 13.
Don't forget your D4.
Oh! Guidance. Guidance.
Super helpful.
4.
Hey, not bad. So a total of, what was it, 18?
18.
All right.
I can take that back. Oh, you don't get multi. Sorry. I'd have to cast it on you again. Dang. I don't have to. Can't do that mid conversation.
He kind of eyes you up and down, and it takes almost an exaggerated long, just looks at you, looks at Dexter, looks at Grunk,
Oh, there.
looks at a head in a bag.
Don't mind him. He's alive.
I don't know what you were told about me or why I'm here, but there's a possibility. I will be doing what I can in the coming weeks to prepare for my departure. And should you still be interested in assisting at that time, perhaps. That said, I have to still convince Inu to allow the guard to let me through. That currently is not happening, despite that bitch Costas going out on her own.
Swear jaw.
In this case, I chose the word carefully, and I'm using it in as an appreciative of a term as I can possibly muster for what she is.
He totally has multiple weeks before anything happens, right? Nothing bad's gonna happen whatsoever. Totally not some weird thing that you told me about that might come towards the wall.
You mean the shiny lizard thing?
He kind
that...
of looks at you. He's like, something's coming to the wall.
Yes, shiny lizard leading army, dead zone in south, and being...
Make an insight check.
Fuck. 10.
Yeah, when you start describing things are coming, he gets very kind of inquisical and just starts, where did you hear that? Did Inu describe this to you? Are the guards saying there's something coming? Do I need to expedite my departure?
He says it's a nightmare.
My dear boy, when visions come, we need to listen. Even if it is just that and it is a dream or a nightmare, if we take the steps necessary to prepare for those, if they don't come, we're still that much more ahead of those that did not prepare. If they do come, well then we are already that much further ahead.
So I should be prepared.
It wasn't my dream.
I take off my backpack, and I pull out a sharpening stone, and I start sharpening the blade of my glaive.
Oh,
He's prepared.
I'll bring it. Okay.
Yeah, he's like, if you're having dreams about this place being a danger, then I need to take my leave to see what steps and efforts I need to prepare for to take my leave early.
I don't know if I'd recommend leaving early, because if it's coming out of the dead zone, or if it's coming from the south, or it's coming from both, it might just kill us if you leave a lot faster.
By the way, the dead zone wasn't there, it was there.
I'm sorry?
The dead zone was over there,
Where?
in the south.
No, it's north. You're saying it has moved, or it's going to move. Are you telling me that something within the zone is changing? That there is a shift?
Yes.
Oh my god, what if the dead zone is centered on a single creature and the creature hasn't moved this entire time? Wouldn't that be crazy?
I can say I didn't think of that, but that's all. That was his power.
Just sleeping this entire time. Whoops.
I can say, out of game, I did not think of that, and I will not be putting you up against that.
That'd be terrifying.
Creature that moves a curse around?
Yeah. It's just like an aura. Just like
A
everything else
nationwide aura. Go.
Which I guess. Wait, by the way, in the thing, did I see that the curse moved or it expanded?
You, from the vision that you had, kind of the fog of war style. You didn't see your peripherals. You just saw ahead of you, like you know the path you took to get to the wall, and when you looked out over the wall, it was there.
Okay.
You, but again,
Yeah.
from that vantage point, you don't know where you were standing on the wall. You just remember that you walked here to get to here, and this is what you saw. But you also know that you were in a forest, on a path, and then you were getting hailed by arrows. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
At least not with your in-dream checks.
Okay.
That were at 6s and 4s. And
Yeah. That's why the dice was on timeout.
Well, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to follow up on that when we get not the check so much, but go out and scout where Dexter saw his stuff and see if there's anything out of the ordinary. Of course, we need somebody who was here who would be able to tell if something was out of the ordinary. But
You gotta be careful because it's a whole giant area.
Yeah.
within the... Well, yes, Hill Giants work out there. There's 5 of them. That's up to you. That said, it is starting to get towards the end of the first day, with all the kind of run around, talking, just getting yourself used to, assuming that you guys got some... Are you guys going to be staying or trying to stay in the barracks, or are you guys going to try to just snack one of the guest tents?
Which one is closer to the center of this fucking place?
The center, point number 6, the guest tents.
Just next to
I
the religious tent.
Chris does not like how close to the wall that is. I would much rather sleep close to that big ass bonfire than any of these walls.
Well, again,
but that's
6 is pretty much right between the wall and the bonfire.
okay. That's
Pretty much
fair enough. I guess.
Equidistance.
I want to be in that fucking fire. That's the
said, there
safest
are-
point right now.
There are the barracks that you would be able to get or to use if you were so inclined. That's inside at the very least, instead of out in the middle of a courtyard. The one other point is, as you were getting up and you are now up on that top platform by the leadership deck, you're looking out and you can actually see now this kind of translucent veiled wall, and it looks out. It is a 40-foot tall by about 20 feet wide section of the wall that is just open, and you can see, and it looks out over the entirety. You can just see ever expansive, just desolate desecration. It's standing. The trees are there, but you can, and they're moving in the breeze. You can see the snow covering, but everything's gray and dead. It almost looks like they were petrified in the middle of
Say
something.
dead but not decomposing.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So yeah, you get the sense that there's definitively probably a curse that direction, but
Let's
this
just
is
introduce some
they
mushrooms.
yeah
That'll take care of it.
they do have a small plaque that just says that this is the visage of death. That is it is a reminder of why they're here.
Well then, okay. Well, we should probably talk more in the future.
Who are you referencing?
Talking to
Zhao?
Zhao.
Zhao's left.
Oh, Zhao left.
He's trying to get his stuff.
In which case, we should probably.
You apparently lit a fire under him. He does not like that that's the case. And it is getting towards the end of the day, so he's turning in to do whatever he's going to do.
Okay. Is it like absolute end of the day, or is there still time to maybe drop
6 o'clock, somewhere in there, 6,
Okay.
7 o'clock. So it's
Because at this point,
probably not go out scouting, but you got time if there's something you wanted to accomplish.
I say at this point, Gronk is more. I should probably go see if I can help that guy at all. It'll probably be quick, and if there's anybody who needs a curse lifted or anything like that, just like the people back at Bournemouth, then I can at least take care of that before going to sleep tonight, and regain my spell slots.
Spell slots are important.
Just a little bit. I don't know if you can still go with me. I know you don't want to, but
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with you guys just because I can't leave that between me and Inu. I can't leave that. We gotta smooth this out. We gotta bury some hatchets in each other, probably.
I'm not going to recommend that.
Disconnect shadow. Just drop that off of there.
Yeah, in which case, Gronk will head over to talk with. I'm so bad with names right now. I should be typing down more names like I was before. Inu.
You're going to go talk with Inu?
Yeah,
Dexter, doing anything different? You going to go hang out with the researchers, or...
Well, yeah, I am a researcher, so I'm going to go hang out with researchers.
Fair enough. All right, so you kind of reapproach, and that guardian is still kind of sentinel stationed out there. But at this point, the tin flaps seem to be kind of rolled open. It's still very cool, but it looks like they must be looking for some kind of a breeze, because you can feel some heat radiating from out of the tent, and you can see... It almost looks like Inu's kind of pouring over papers with Agodrian, and Agodrian's just soaking it up, and Inu just seems not irritated, but just like he's gone through this exact same process of just first day onboarding of a new apprentice, and just seems to be going through the motions like, all right, this is here, and this is where this is, and this is what you have access to. But he kind of looks over and he kind of motions you in. The guardian steps over to the side and allows you through. Yes, I can help you. What you need help with?
It's not what you can do for us, it's what we can do for you. Do you recall I said that we had a cleric that came with us?
Yes.
Here he is.
Oh, that would be me.
You're a cleric.
Yes, nice to meet you. The name is Gronk. I'm a cleric. That's my class. I'm not a fighter or a warlock.
Okay. What speciality?
Speciality healing. Bonds between you and me and everyone else. A little bit of a teleporting thing.
Okay. What is your experience with dealing with curses, long-term afflictions, or unknown, previously unsolved mysteries that overnight obliterated an entire nation?
We're gonna take this one step at a time. That's a lot of stuff. The first one, I removed a curse just the other day. I have training in removing them. Minor curses, not necessarily these big ones. That's gonna take a lot of clerics, if that's even enough. Two,
I don't remember what 2 was. And 3, long-term mysteries that are unsolved. Well, that's kind of what we're doing right now. So we're... Oh, afflictions. That was the second one. Long-lasting afflictions. I got
You see, he kind of gets this slow curl, kind of grin. He's just like, you can tell he's kind of almost toying with you, but at the same time, he's genuinely curious just to see what you can handle.
I mean, with long-term afflictions, a lot of them can get taken care of before they become long-term. So a curse might start off real small, like a seed grow inside of somebody. Once it becomes a tree, then it's too late a lot of the time. Like with lycanthropy.
Gross.
I know, right? They turn into big old monsters, and it's just not pretty. But no, if we stop it early enough, then there we go. Or if you find the original source, sometimes that helps, I think. That one I'm a little iffy on.
Okay.
Also, that's probably more than just a curse. That's probably also desecrated ground. It's probably just making everything worse. So...
He's kind of smiling and nodding at the same time, and he looks at, kind of gives you a long, drawn-out look and a little bit of a sigh. Just he kind of slumps down into a chair and grabs just a small, kind of ragged, some kind of like a stained bottle, pops that open, pours himself, and offers to the rest of you if you wish. And he ushers for the rest of his assistants. He's like, we're going to be done for today. There's nothing else needed. And they put their materials away and kind of pack in. He offers you guys to take a seat and gestures over to yourself, Richter. I need to apologize for before. I was in the middle of a... Honestly, I'm gonna call it an experiment. Rather high stakes. And not gonna lie, Zal's a pain in the ass. Don't listen to him, whatever you do. He thinks he's some chosen one who's going to be able to just flip a switch and this whole thing's gonna be over. Thinks there's some... What do you call prophecy? He's a special one. He is the God sent to us to fix this. Praise Allah.
Well, we totally didn't make anything worse whatsoever with him, and make him think that he needs to leave as soon as possible by accident, and totally did not try to convince him to stay anyway.
Roll a deception check.
I get disadvantage, right?
Yes.
We were so close!
Holy cap. Holy cap. No fucking way. I got a 15.
I rolled a 4. So he kind of takes a beat on you, but it's almost like he was in the middle of a thought, missed what you said, and is still trying to process what you said and remember what he was going to say, and kind of skips over the statement a little bit to say that, look, if you guys need the time, if you guys are going to go in there, if this is actually something that you're capable of doing, like if you know curse, you know how to be around them, you know how to deal with them, I can't, from a professional level, recommend or allow you guys to go in there. What I can do, though, is... Look, when you came in earlier, I was actually talking to Lady Costas. She is the kind of the de facto leader to the military here. We discovered, quite by accident to be honest, that she can go into... We have not tested the dead zone in full yet, but at least into the Wailing Miota, that she can go in there and the undead don't seem to care. They have left her alone.
We've
And when I was talking to her, she was actively in the middle of a scouting mission into the Wailing Miota. But apparently there was either... It was hard to understand, but she was kind of freaking out. Said she was getting overrun by undead, though they weren't hurting her, but there were just too many and she needed to get out. And I was trying to convince her, no, you need to push on, especially if they're not going or not hurting her, to just push forward. And no. So it was kind of a disappointing break in the experiment. She's going to be coming back and will be back in about 2 days. But apparently Zhao thinks that I am trying to undermine his chosenness by sending her in, not him.
I see.
He's a little jealous, I understand.
I don't know if he's even capable of getting in there, but he seems to think that his magical highness of himself will make it not only in there, but he'll single-handedly fix the entire thing and...
I'm gonna...
Whatever.
Throw something out there.
He's not the first one to think it, but apparently he's getting grand visions of a dragon, and they're all leading him there, and they're showing him exactly where he needs to go, and he's going to save the city.
Haven't heard that one before. Nope, totally not.
Now I'm just gonna take my glass and we'll be like, we came in at an awkward time, stepped on your toes, and I apologize for that. Water under the bridge.
Go ahead with advantage and persuasion.
Oh, that'll be great. Let's see. Persuasion is plus 21.
Plus
Yeah.
21?
No, plus 2. I got 19 plus 2.
Damn.
Plus 20. Yeah, that's... I was working on some stuff all the weeks away.
As you lean over to kind of gesture or clink the cup or just kind of offer the motion, he reaches over, takes your cup and hands you just the full bottle and just he drinks your cup.
Damn.
So whatever you want to make out of that, if that's an acceptance or a decline, but that's his action. And but yeah, he said again, she'll be back in a couple days. If you have things that you need to get done, you're welcome to it. If you're gonna go in there, I say no. I can't be held responsible, and I will deny anything about you guys going in there, or even knowledge you existed, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not doing paperwork for you assholes if you guys are going in there.
Completely understandable.
It's kinda fair, actually. Did she mention anything about the carnival? Did she sing like just normal shambling bodies or any special ones?
So yes, we have experienced and we have record of skeletons,
Okay.
zombies,
Alright.
ghouls,
Oh, I don't like that.
wraiths,
Okay, we're getting spooky.
revenants,
No.
and one creature that has been identified as heavily armored and seems to be the only thing with a direct sentience.
That's our guy.
Can I fucking roll for that? Because I think I know what that is.
By all means.
Are we... What would you take for that?
Well, it depends on what you want to roll, and I will tell you what you get based on the skill check you're looking for.
Okay.
What bank of knowledge are you looking at?
The only thing I can think of was just thinking about any classes he may have had, whether that be through religious means, because his whole turn undead thing is probably where he'd be drawing all of this from, on whether or not he can, like, thinking about each of these individual things, it's like, okay, I could just turn undead that, but holy crap, that we need to fight, oh god, that's worse, and just hearing about these things, about what I can and can't get rid of.
Okay, yeah, you can try to roll.
21.
Yeah, as you're thinking back, it's from the description, it doesn't sound like it's nearly as bad as what you're anticipating it to be.
Okay.
Because they have only scratched the surface of what is apparently in there. If you think back to even the information you guys received, this is an entire city almost overnight blinked out of existence and was replaced by undeath.
Okay.
That being the case, that was the city. This is miles and miles and miles away from that city, and it's just been everything that is kind of collected up until that point. All of the neighboring regions, all of the people who have gone in there. You're figuring it's probably just like a Dread Warrior or something along those lines. Probably nothing super powerful. But if you get to the city, that they nobody's ever been there. Nobody's made it there.
Okay.
And that's with, I mean, is it Boros? Different guilds have sent in teams of people, and they are all never heard of again.
Okay.
I mean, is it sets up camp here? They'll bring in experiments just to test a flamethrower to see if it kills things, and they'll blast some undead, and they'll like, yep, it works, and then they'll leave, and they've got to restock next week. So, I mean, we have that kind of stuff, but like you'll see the occasional giant in there, you'll see an undead basilisk in there, you'll see different things like that.
Alright. I mean, usually a lot of the undead stuff won't be able to use their own stuff anymore.
Oh, and a banshee. We saw a banshee once.
Goodness gracious!
There are undead there.
Oh.
It's not a fun place. Predominantly, I'd say good solid 80% though that we're aware of is like the skeletons and zombies for that. It's all low ranked things. Still, well, an individual, I mean, we've seen giants go in there and they cleave through them, but when you have 150 zombies on a giant, the giant goes down.
Yeah,
and when all of them stand back up the next day, including the giant, that's bad. We don't like that. We don't appreciate that, and that's why we try not to send more people into this place.
Understandably so. I'm just trying to think about... That's important information to think about. What I can just, as a cleric, just show my symbol of my faith and turn them away.
Yeah, see, that's part of it. Like, we've tried that too, and you'll break them, and then the next day, like daisies, they just pop back up. So, while I get it, that's why we are trying to understand what is the curse happening. Hence my original question, how good are you at curses? Or long-term afflictions or ailments? Or solving things that don't make sense based on the information that we have. But to your point, not only is there something that we've clearly missed or that we don't know, it's there has to be an activation or a trigger happening somewhere.
An item, a creature, something that
There
needs
has to be something somewhere
got rid of.
that started this or a reason, and as part of that, if we can find that sole thing, in theory we can change it, reverse it, or destroy that, and this will go a lot smoother. The problem is getting to that.
My only other fear might be finding
Spiders.
out. No, I'm actually not afraid of spiders. Centipedes, though.
Boats.
But no, is if there's any items in there that are holding this back or something that's holding it back. Because if we accidentally destroy that or something else happens, who knows? Maybe this could spread further and maybe there's something other that's stopping it, not making it happen.
Hence the problem. Hence why we thought that the Revenant King was going to be able to help us. And the best that we've seen is... Yep.
Understood.
Doing great. He has gotten it in one... Fuck that guy.
I have a question. It might be slightly important. If something like a big attack were to happen, how prepared would you be?
What do you mean?
Entirely hypothetical, has nothing to do with
Any visions that
You guys need to just stop him from talking. You know where this is going.
has nothing to do with what Sue, whatever his name is, said. It has nothing to do with the silver
Zhao?
Zhao. Has absolutely nothing to do with creatures and movement of the field and all that other stuff.
He kind of looks perplexed. He's like, kind of a, where is this coming from? What do you mean an attack on? What? Why? Are we being attacked?
The head slowly turns over to Dexter with the grinding of stone.
I'm not here.
Oh shit, you're not?
No.
I went to the research tents.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You didn't tell me to come with you.
Damn it. Well then. Trying to think about it now. Oh, you related to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you the whole thing.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You told me it was a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, someone might have had a nightmare about a silver dragon looking towards the south wall, but he couldn't see what it was, and then also the field of death was actually to the south. Don't know if it expanded or if it moved, and there were a bunch of archers shooting at something, and they couldn't tell what it was, or at least he couldn't. It was a nightmare, I thought, but then we heard, your other individual just start talking about pretty much the same thing as well. Actually, I mentioned it by accident. Totally accident, 100%. Yeah, and then he said, "Did you tell us?" And we're like, "No, we had a nightmare. He had a nightmare. Well, my friend Dexter had a nightmare, and yeah, I don't like what's happening." I told him he needs to stay low because if he leaves, things might go even further south. And I don't mean just the field.
Okay, so just to
I'm so sorry.
render this more simply.
And I'm just gonna lean over to the ground and be like, "Well done."
Thank you.
To render this a little more simply, this is a forward researcher's encampment. This is not a militant operation. That said, we have a contingent to defend. We are in a fairly defensible position, and while we've had scraps with the Drake scales in the past, and yes, they're. It's not that they're getting more aggressive. They have been moving south for some time and expanding under the claim that they should have this land anyways, and because Infiaqui has gone, that's not their fault, so they should be allowed to relocate a little bit. Either way, there's been no reason or justified cause for them to a mass attack?
I'm afraid that it might not be the Drake scales unless they all died, because if my friend saw in his nightmare that the field moved or expanded, something tells me you're in for a slaughter.
Well, that's the other part. Like that, this field's the range has never moved. That's just, it's never happened.
What's the last time you said never for something and it happened anyway?
I don't know, but I'm estimating this has not changed in about 1,000 years. So if something changes, I don't know, I'll buy you a sled. I don't have any idea.
You're gonna need a big sled for me.
Yeah, I might have to upgrade to a toboggan.
Ooh! Make it another stock wood, mahogany maybe. Not rosewood. We don't want that. That's not very good. It's just gonna crack in the water.
Oh no, we do wormwood around here.
Oh. I mean, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Not really.
Outside joke if you have any idea what that is referenced towards, but anyways, no, to my knowledge, it has never moved, and that would be a great feat. If you're worried about the undead attacking, it's not going to be with arrows. They're just going to overrun the walls.
Your people were shooting arrows. Lots of them.
Shut up, you're not there.
No, legitimately, I thought that was like what he was
No,
doing.
in the camp, they were hiding from the hail of arrows coming into the camp.
Hey,
Being fired from something hidden within the trees.
Okay, never mind then. I'm going to tell the correct information then and say that. That's
He finds it hard to believe that the drake scales, while yes, they are growing more aggressive, they've got no just cause to just attack this place. But at the same time, like, he's not military. He's researching the dead zone. He does not pay attention to those relations other than, he knows that they have attacked, but it's never in an army. It's a small band chasing down somebody who stole a goat. It's been nominal.
Well, I'm just saying, if you have a way to bunker everybody, I would prepare it. Or
We don't.
Otherwise.
So that's a good conversation.
You're
No,
not-
if they attacked with an army, this place is going down. If they're attacking in scout patrols, even in a unit, we can handle that. We are a defensible position. But we have 60 people in the camp total. Most of them aren't fighting groups. That's not a thing that's ever, like, they've never staffed it here because this isn't a militant zone.
If you have an evacuation plan, a fire exit, tornado drill, anything like that.
Yes. It's turn to your neighbor and shoot them first.
Wow, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's not, we don't have one. Again, not a me category.
That's technically murder. You understand that, right? It's kind of illegal.
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
Okay, just want to make
I
sure
can
we're on
give
the
you
same boat.
I can give you a magic pill so you can take it yourself if you prefer.
Technically, that's illegal too.
Not in this country, it isn't.
Well, damn.
So basically,
No, if this place is assaulted,
That
it's
sucks.
gone.
Yeah,
it's
okay, that's-
I mean they do explain
What's
that
up?
there is some ability to maneuver, but their main way in route is to either bunker in because they are raised up, but it's going to be through that front gatehouse, which is then a drawbridge over a moat up on a large hill.
Okay.
So it's highly defensible. It's just if they have an entire army, it's going to they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Other than that, then.
But again, it's why would you bring an army here? They have nothing that an army would want.
That's so hard.
I mean, especially the Drake Scales. They're a barbarian tribe to the north. They don't care. They don't have any reason to have anything here. They know we are not a threat because we research things. They don't care about our tech. They've hit our people before out in the field, and they've left the tech. They don't care about the research because they're not going in.
I'm
So
just going to recommend keep an eye open.
I appreciate the heads up, but again, in a couple days when Costas gets back, she's the de facto leader. Like, she is the militant commander here.
We will make sure that it costs us now. Also,
Actually, I need to double check something that might actually be interesting if I can pull it off. I don't know if I can, and I just need to read a description for something. So give me a moment here. Nope. Yeah, that doesn't count, unfortunately. I was trying to think of sending, if that would work, but I'm not familiar with her. I don't have anything.
do you have anybody who might be afflicted by anything who might need assistance as of today? Otherwise, I think that's everything that I have for you.
Nothing in the immediacy. So I'm going to take kind of a hard break on that piece of the conversation and look to just kind of free flow the timeline between now and in, again, 2 days or day 3 of being here. Are you guys going to be sticking around? are you guys going to be leaving? Are you guys going to be trying to accomplish anything other than just waiting for Costas to return? Or what is the goal? We know that you guys need or want to go through this, but are you waiting for information? Or what are you looking to do over this time? Or is it packing bags and getting ready to move?
Personally, I kind of, with Inu's little insight into Zhao, I'd kind of like to listen to, like, what Zhao, like, what he believe, like, he's going off this whole chosen one thing. I'd kind of like to know what's giving him reason to think that, and then I'd also kind of like to see if we can suss out why Costas is zombie immune, I guess.
Zombie-proof.
Zombie-proof, yeah. That's
Okay.
two things, but
So the second one, obviously we gotta wait for then. You'd have to stick around to that, at least that day 3. Dexter, is there anything? Are you good with waiting till day 3? And is there anything you'd want to accomplish in the meantime?
Yeah, I'd be good with waiting till day 3. If the hill giants leave the fort area, I want to try to convince them to let me go with them.
Okay.
Especially if they're going to that south area, because then I want to look for anything.
Okay. Got it. And then for yourself, are you again in agreement that wait for day 3? What would you like to accomplish? Again, freeform during that time.
As far as accomplishment, I mean, I'll leave Zhao.
Zhao.
I don't know why.
Z-A-U.
I don't know how.
Zhao.
Okay, that actually helped me. I'll leave Zhao to Richter there.
I think I have a picture of the guy. Hang on. Hang on your ass here, Fred.
Sucks for you guys who only get to listen to the podcast and get very few images.
If you guys want to know who this is, look up DM Dave's Glaive of the Revenant King, and you will get a general depiction of what this guy looks like. This is Zhao.
that is totally Dendron's cousin.
Well, damn, right? Ed, well, not Edge Goth. So
Dendron's not edgy. He totally is. He tries.
Well, I guess what we'll end up doing is I'll stick with not necessarily like constantly talking with Inu, but just
Staying in contact.
staying in contact, being in the area, and if there's any general research that he has that I can look into based on like stuff that they might know or what any other clerics might have tried, whether it be again looking into the desecrated ground or anything like that, which is he's focused on the idea of it's a mixture of desecrated ground and just general curse together because that shit can't spread desecrated.
All right. So we're going to go kind of rapid fire around the table to catch us up just as far as a fill-in for day 2. We'll get Dendron on when he returns to us. Richter, you wanted to talk to Zhao. You were looking to play the angle of the Chosen One. Make an investigation check.
Oh, and of course it has to fail me now, doesn't it? 8.
You can't find him. You get up in the next morning, and the tent that he was sleeping at is largely barren. You're not finding a whole lot of anything there other than some just leftover research. It looks like he had some clothes that were left over, but by and large, you don't see him. And one of the people that was sharing that part of the tent explained, he up and left like in a pretty quick hurry. Something apparently either spooked him or startled him, and he said, "No, I'm going to take my chances," and he booked it.
Okay.
Bitch.
Which way did he go?
Well, he went out the front, and that's about as far as he got. Or he watched him.
Okay, well, dead end there. All right.
Dead zone.
Did you have anything else you wanted to accomplish during that time?
Aside from waiting for Costas, no.
All right. You were looking to go with the giants. The lead giant, the one that you saw kind of leaning on his side, up and backhanded, the one that had talked to you, you learn his name to be Rafur. Rafur. He is the one that is in charge. They typically either do some of the logging, both for the fire. They also do some hunting. They gather additional resources and provide services as they like to call themselves scouts. It's really basically if they see something in the forest that's alive, they kill it.
Yeah.
It's their job. And yeah, if you're interested in going with them, try to make a persuasion check to see what you can do or see what you can make happen. I'll actually give you advantage on that roll.
Okay.
Just because you actually speak giant and you're one of the only ones that has ever spoken giant to them while they've been up in this camp.
All right, 15.
Yeah, they don't seem particularly thrilled that you're coming, but at the same time, they don't care that you're coming.
Yeah.
It's just,
Does the tattoo they have on the side of my face intrigue them at all?
They recognize it, but they also... It would come up just in even basic conversation that they are unaffiliated, that they were brought up here as slave muscle, and their owners died and they just didn't care, so they just kept working and they just now exist. So kind of a thumbs up, congratulations. Okay. But at the same time, like they do understand what it means to be Gruul, and that's part of why, like, you're of Gruul, you're speaking giant to them. Nobody does that there. They actually, as giants, they don't speak common. They're speaking giant and elven. So for them, it's very bizarre for you to be doing that, and they have a little bit of respect there. Okay. So they don't care if you're coming with, but at the same time, it's like, just don't die, B, don't get in our way type thing. Yeah. And if you are coming with, you're helping. So get ready for, work. Yeah. If that's the case, I'm going to give you, we'll say, an athletics check just to keep up with a hard day's work, because they are clear cutting a section of trees and hauling it over.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so...
Okay, it wasn't that one at least. 5 total.
So the one who kind of approached you first, he already resented you a little bit, Tubir. He is just snickering and kind of pokes fun at you and is like, you are not a giant. You are, dude. This clown is no.
I'm going to spend one of my giant mites to transform into a large creature to try and keep up for, I believe, an hour.
For 1 minute. I think it is an hour.
No, shit. 1 minute.
It is a minute. Okay.
Yeah. Because because he is laughing and snickering at me, I go in sort of a fit of rage and transform right there. And
is there a specific? Is it just a right, or is it a specific rune you have to activate?
It's just a bonus action.
Correct. What's the ability called?
Giant's Might.
Oh, then yeah. So you kind of He-Man out for a second, or no? What's the? Oh God, what's the? Like the Apache chief from one of the old movies that I can't think of.
You're not sure.
Yes, you're not sure. It's just he gets bigger for a couple minutes. Yes, so perfect. I have a whole new look for what you are.
Oh God, put some underwear on.
They didn't say the clothes scaled or not. You didn't get magic loincloth. Oh, that should not be a spell. Let's research that. Magic loincloth. So out of the 5 there, Rafur is... Alright, okay, this guy's got some tricks up his sleeve. He's got some stuff. You're not pulling your weight compared to what they were maybe expecting, but you're also you're doing more of your research for clues, not expecting to have to do manual labor as part of this. Tuvir is, you are an absolute fake and phony, and then you do that and it's just like, golf clap.
You're a squirrel on water skis to them.
Yeah, he's just like, what the hell is this guy doing here? And the other third just like, okay, you're okay. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, that's, if you want to go ahead and roll your investigation check. And with this one, I'm going to have you roll with disadvantage because you just didn't pull off your own weight enough for them to be able to help.
Fuck.
4. Yeah, you're as you're looking around and you're watching the area and you're talking to them, and they're more concerned about you're not working very hard, and you shouldn't be out here if you cannot work hard, for them to be able to help you. And no, it looks just manual labor, logging camp, firewood. They're splitting trees, they're trimming them down, and it looks like they're just getting like reinforcement beams for the wall. That seems to be what they're working on at this time.
Okay.
So, yeah, sorry. Day 2 is not super eventful, but you got to meet some people. Yay. That's always nice.
I imagine alternate universe where you got like the nat 20 and the two guys who like looked around and were like, oh, okay, we're actually on the other side of this guy who hates you, and they both just backhand him from either side. Just box his ears.
And Grunk.
Alright, that's me.
Gronk. Wait,
Grunk.
Grunk.
Like you said, drunk, but with a G.
I was thinking Gronk from Emperor's New Groove.
Hey, stop, put your hands in the air.
Pretty much. That's kind of where I was getting tripped up.
There's a couple places I practice.
It's funny. So you are looking to see where you could be made useful in this camp.
Talk about Grunk's life in general right now.
Find a way to be useful. Go ahead and I will give you either a religion, arcana, or a history check.
Oh, we're going religion, boy. The hell? Oh, okay. My own dice confused me for a second there. I should know my religion today. I cannot remember my skills perfectly on the top of my head. 15.
Okay.
Religion.
That's it? You only have a +3?
I'll have a +3.
Fair enough.
Weirdly enough, it's because it's intelligence based. I'm average intelligence.
That's fair. That's fair.
+0.
That's fair. So with the 15 on religion, one of the things that you are aware of, because you were talking about looking at this from a desecration standpoint,
Yep.
and from the point of a curse, like you're not certain what kind of a magic would afflict this. You're looking at it more from what kind of an act would it take to get to this point. Mm-hmm. Inu did reference or bring up the fact that there had to have been one kind of cataclysmic event. Based on the other researchers that have been there, you do find a historian that's been kind of in and out. He's been here for a while, kind of picked up on a lot of things. Apparently he's also talked to the Drakeskills for a while, or lived with them for a short bit. And what they are aware of was that somebody either in the royal family or somebody connected to the royal family effectively, there's some translation breakup, but poisoned everybody who lived there, and overnight wiped out the large bulk of the populace. During that time, there was that's where there was a catalyst that happened that bound that sacrifice to, or they used that as a sacrifice to bind this magic. but they were thinking that it was either a self-sabotage or a protective measure. Because this barrier or this boundary is set to a defined area, and undead don't come through it, and they make it very hard to get through. So there is belief that while yes, there is a desecration here, that there is some form of internal kind of from a high-ranked individual somewhere in the royal family or connected to, they wiped out everybody. But again, this is an old man, one singular individual. Nobody else buys or believes the full point of the story because there's no way to substantiate any of that.
The only thing.
But he's getting it from the Drake scales, but nobody talks to Drake scales.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is.
That's rough. Above game.
Chris is now sad.
My brain just like above game. My brain literally just went guy connect because this guy we're going to go meet is connected to the royal lineage in some fashion. He leaves, which poison doesn't just happen in a single day. He could have set anything up with something or some other one. He leaves. Everyone's already poisoned. They die. He comes back. Done. Then it's like, oof. And whether that be a deal that he made.
Now, I'm going to reach back to a one-shot. If you want to go ahead and make a history check. Because it was a one-shot, I will give you advantage.
Oh, thank you.
Because I don't expect you, Richter, to remember, but it was a more recent one. If you don't remember, you don't remember, but...
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we had for history. Oh, well, it's either going to be... Yeah, it's going to be 9.
Okay. The only thing that you're remembering with this, you're just trying to think back to all the information you guys were given about this, and the only thing you can piece back is that it had something to do with Nikesur and his connection with this family, but you don't remember necessarily enough about what that was or why it was or what happened. You just remember there was a piece there somewhere that... Le Shrug?
Okay. the family that was opposing the Kaser then. Okay.
So if that's the case, that the Kesur and then the Barois.
That's what I was going to say the Borgias, but that wasn't.
The Barois. There was in the Kesur and the Barois. But yeah, what you remember of that story is part of it. I mean, you almost died in there. I don't know how much you would actually remember other than, I don't want to deal with that. That was a lot. I almost died.
I blocked a lot of that out.
Okay.
Why the shit?
Because now my brain's going.
Now, would you rather have a moving creature with a curse, or...
Well, because Grunk at this point, like, I'm not going to speak in his voice because that's just a lot of effort.
Oh, we can talk above table. I mean, we're getting to the end of this on a Easter holiday weekend that I don't want to get too much further story-wise until our full party's here, as well as... So I'm... Table talk your theories as much as you need. I am good. Even if we need to leave any potential future audience hanging and we can just talk it out, or if you want them to see how dumb we all are, I'm good either way.
I am just really...
Now I get to just smile and laugh at how the rest of this goes.
I'm telling you, Chris, not just Grunk, but Chris is pretty dead set on the idea of desecrated land even more now because of the fact of the events.
Know it's desecrated.
Well,
That's not a secret.
Yeah, but like just especially this possible event, the timing of this guy leaving, this guy, so it could have been two of them in cahoots. I mean, he's a revenant king. He's a cursed individual by all means, essentially. Maybe not like, horribly, incredibly cursed, but he's bound to this glaive in some fashion. Otherwise, hopefully wouldn't be there. And then we have all these horrible things that are in the area. And then possibly the possible spread of it at this point. So
I suggest we just leave and go to the Magic Mountains and so.
Go to the spell plague area. Just, I'm out. I'm done.
oh,
I'm just gonna go down to the pub and wait this whole thing out.
Just retire. Level 6, session 3. I'm retiring. Done.
Go back on the boat.
God, I love Shaun of the Dead so much. It's my favorite movie. I love you so much. Thank you. For my favorite since I was 14.
Which movie? I missed
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Loved it since I was in middle school. Gosh.
Don't say the Z word, because it's ridiculous.
But yeah, no, that's where my brain has gone. That's what I've got. But
What are your thoughts and theories there, Dexter?
happy it's not the first thing that I said. I can go though for all your happy.
Let's get it later.
Thoughts and theories. I mean,
I kind of want to go back in the forest and try to find the shiny lizard. And see if I can see it and get another vision. Or
Okay.
go back in the area that we were and...
so you think that lizard is the key?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that lizard would appreciate being called a lizard when it is a dragon.
I know, but Dexter
I'm a
says
dragon.
it's a lizard.
I don't do that tongue thing.
Giant lizard.
All right. So we got a confirmed, definitely desecrated area that you are suddenly concerned about.
I mean, I always was. Growing, I mean, as a cleric, it's like, oh.
Solidified
great.
concern.
Yeah.
We have apparently a dragon is a key. How about yourself?
I am just super curious on why Costas can just walk in and walk out on her own volition. A little kind of taken aback that Inu lied to me that everybody who goes in doesn't come back out, when he knew for a fact that somebody can go out and come back in. But I want to know
Keep in
why.
mind, she has not come back yet.
Oh, that's true. But he's in contact with her. He was.
Yes. He does have the he does have scrying abilities. So
Oh, maybe we can get him to place another call out to her. And see how she's doing at the very least. She did seem a little bit distressed from what he said.
We could just go out and meet her halfway,
Yeah,
right?
that's another one
It's
too.
just the dead zone.
oh, I got a cramp in my leg.
That's I was waiting for you to say it.
Damn it.
I
It wasn't nearly as bad as the one a couple weeks ago.
I had one Wednesday
Son
night
of
morning.
bitch.
20 minutes before my alarm went off. I went from on my back onto my stomach in excruciating pain for 20 minutes.
Oh,
damn.
when it's just down the back of your leg and it's just you can't like right now I have it all stretched out and it's okay, but the second I bend the knee in, everything just retightens. I'm like,
Yeah.
stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out.
Yeah, the worst I'll have is I'll stretch a little too much and I'll get it from like the foot all the way up to my calf. That's all I get.
I had it Wednesday and it's still affecting my calves.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Eat more bananas.
But yes, to your point, it wasn't so much a lie as much of a this is an active experiment. We don't
At
know.
current, nobody has come back.
Yes. And first one in a very long time, and it's also very curious that suddenly now she can go through. We have somebody claiming to be prophetic that can suddenly go through, and now you assholes show up who's going to go through.
Well,
It's a lot to handle. He's been here for 40 years.
I got you.
It's a lot.
And we still are on good terms. This was above table.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
He
what
gave
I'm.
you the whole whiskey bottle.
Yeah.
He took just a glass, and he gave you the whole whiskey bottle. It's not your fault, or his fault that you didn't appreciate it.
I appreciated it. I just wasn't 100% sure that it wasn't poisoned. So
Yeah, no.
but yeah, that's where I'm at. I am so very curious as to why she can go in and be.
You guys figure out who the bad guy is yet?
I would say she might even be tied in with it too.
I'm gonna say
You haven't met him yet, but you figure out who the bad guy is?
Oh. Okay, never mind.
I mean,
It's a black knight.
All yeah, I mean, all esoteric.
We say it's one of the
You've
giants.
met. Let me
that went
rephrase.
in and
Out of
died.
everybody you've talked to since day one, you've met 2 bad guys and have like 6 that you don't know about yet. You're doing great.
It's a Willy Wonka.
That said, you also
And
have a lot of
zombie
good guys.
factory.
You've met a lot of good guys.
Yeah, they're all weak researchers that I could backhand and kill.
You can flick him on the nose and they'll go into a grave.
Godrian's the bad guy. We could cave his skull in when he sleeps.
I'm telling you, Grunch is
I
like just
know
a
that.
big shadow over that necromancer.
Jace has already thought like we need to kill a Gotri. He's going to be the next Thelonious.
Thelonious.
And I'm like, well, I'll let you guys figure that out. That's not for me to tell you.
Gosh,
I wouldn't tell you guys that anyways.
of course not.
Play that one way closer to the chest. So, all right. Well, I think we're gonna call it here. Let everybody go and have a good holiday because people have hopes and such.
I say this is gonna come out way after the holiday, but that's okay.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
I'm hoping we get this up like within the next 2 weeks, maybe 3. We just need a team name.
Team name.
Team name. Not a because we have the dead for the channel because that's just what we decided. We need a campaign name and then we're pretty set. I can make some art for us and so on. But
Team names. Hang on.
here we go.
Google search. Team name. No, not 2 names. Team.
Live team name creative generator. Listen to the history, folks. The few of you that are here.
Searching. Give me a list.
Careful, we make a DMCA if you get too close to a different song.
Well, there's the Gold Diggers.
I mean, that goes for like 102.
There is the
goal diggers, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Oh.
There's the Bannerman. There is the
What do you want to call the campaign, Robert? How about that? Do you have a name for the campaign?
I don't know. Les Shrug.
That's the name. There we go.
There we go,
Got it
that's
for
our
it.
name.
The Revenant King is kind of the leader, which would be he'd be, if in Mafia speak, he'd be a Don, maybe Don of the Dead.
Yeah.
Don't push that because if I have to, I'll bring back Sir Don Monsieur.
Oh,
God.
Somebody questioned me. I had that as a tag name for an old World of Warcraft account character, and they're like, "What is this?" Because I had the little over the O, I had the little and the Monsieur, and they're like, "What does this mean?" I'm like, "If you translate it all, it's Sir." And they're like, "You're an idiot." I'm like, "Yep."
Yeah. That's the way you
Let me see. There is. I was gonna try to make a riff off the peak performers, and I'm like, I can't brain right now because you guys aren't always peak performers.
ouch.
I don't want to just use like Varaldis.
No, that's just the world.
Yeah, that's not gonna do a snake eyed.
I don't know. I have to do some research on that because that's not a thing that I've ever had to deal with.
Yeah. Like I know for.
Oh, I like this one. Savage and average.
Do we want to say our goodbyes, everybody?
Good luck. Make good choices.
Wow, what a fucking nerd.
Bad luck and make terrible choices? Yeah.
Close, we're getting there. Alright, too hot, too cold. Or too cold, too hot. Alright, can we get it just right?
No.
Nice. No, good
If you
job.
do drugs, don't tell your parents, but tell your aunt.
Remember to do everything in excess if you do it at all.
That's right. Do all the drugs you can. Talk to your parents on drugs.
Stay on drugs, do school.